Alright, we now await visitors. Does my hair look that bad? I'm gonna get it cut soon. My barber is this awesome, like, 50-year-old Norse pagan, just tattered up everywhere. Love her to death. It's 12:31 a.m. Half an hour until I have to take my meds. So this stream will be half an hour. Around that. Hello there, Stan. Got one person here so far. My beard won't be overgrown for much longer, so I have to savor the way I can stroke it while I can. Now there are 3. What's up, T-Man? How's Hez? Been a few weeks since I spoke to him, but to my understanding he's doing quite well. Hello, Void Sage. Hello, the adversary. What's up, Jin Jinny? Hello there, Scotty. Void says, enjoy the beard while I can. Believe me, this is a very satisfying thing for my ADHD. Hello, Matthias. Hello, Hell Orionics. That's a dope name. Hello, Jerry. Hello, Vagina. How are you always in my lives, every time? Like, I'm glad to have you, always. But, how do you catch all of them? Hello, Fin Tom. Izukanji wrote H-A-W. I'm sure he meant to write hello. So, hi. Or, H-L-W, right back. How is my equinox? Uneventful. Brent says that farts often stink. I wouldn't know since I barely have a sense of smell, but I'm going to take your word for it. My 2 of my rings are missing. I feel very naked with only 5 rings. It's incredible. Hello, Mellow Sloth. Hello, Juan. Vagina stalks me every day waiting for me to go live. That's unfair to yourself. Thank you, Jen Jenny. Hello, Firefox. Jerry says he hopes I've been doing well. Anything fun or exciting been happening in my life recently? I have a hilarious thing to tell y'all. It's some like personal life shit, but it's hilarious. Ash Elfie celebrates the presence of the Couch Wizard and friends. That should have been like what I titled this stream. Hello, Juan. Hello, Mello. I think I already said hi to them. Hello, Dave. Hello, Jin Jinny. I already said that to you. Hello, Infernal Dante. Mellow Sloth says he called upon Klonek, and he definitely has a raspy-ish voice. How goes the couch current? Much better than the previous installment. Stan says, is it true when you do the LBRP, Lesser Banishing Rite of the Pentagram, it'll be hard to conjure demons after doing it? I would say no, but if you are genuinely concerned about that, there are countless satanic remakes of this rite that you can find online, and it wouldn't be hard to make your own satanic rewrite. Just throw in some ins and shit, right? I released a Hecate version on my WordPress. If you got that concerned, then don't do the original. Dewey Cox didn't have a sense of smell either. Don't know who that is. Have you ever been to Tijuana, Mexico? I've been to Central America, like Costa Rica, but never Mexico. Brent says a satanic cult said that his connections will be targeted, so I volunteered you. Fuck 'em. Hey, my protections Those of y'all who know my history understand that I had reasons to devise horrifying protections and purchase even more protections. Basically, my protections are designed to annihilate as many people as possible. So if you have a scumbag that's after you, getting them to go after me is kind of like marching them into a wood chipper. Thanks, Organic Black. What do you mean I look amazing? I look like a mess. Inconceivable. Don't patronize me. Hell Orionyx said that he performed the Thaumael curse augmentation from my Patreon 2 months ago. And this week, he heard that his target got his vehicle stolen. Fuck yes. Good job. How long have I been working with Santa Muerte? 3 years, I'd say. Izukanji says he keeps seeing black shadows every time. What does that mean? Unfortunately, that could mean a lot of things. That could mean countless things. I don't know shit about you, so I can't say. Thinking Big Star Child called me Wolfie. That's an ancient nickname. And the fact that he knows about it means he's a true fan. Or she. I don't know this person's gender. They. Any plans for Halloween? You know, I should have made plans by now, but I haven't. Good idea, Mello. Ginny? What state do I live in? Alabama. Alright, you want some wood chipper protection? I'll give you one tip. There's a demon named Croquel from the Goetia. He's from the Goetia, I think, right? Yeah, I think so. I mean, let me make sure. Let me make sure he's not from the Grimorium Barum before I put my foot in my ass. Yeah, he's Goetic, like I thought. Croquel. If he considers you worthy, you can offer him 1 stick of Nag Champa incense a week and just pray. It's a quick prayer. Ask him to protect you from magical attack and harm those that attack you. Now, that is not an excuse not to have any other protections, but that's one layer you can add to harm those who try to harm you with spellwork and protect you from their efforts. Congratulations on beginning your work with Santa Muerte, Juan. And the bracelets get everything else? Nah. That's not what the other protections are. How long does it take to acclimate after finishing the tree? That's going to vary wildly by person. I don't even have, like, a ballpark estimate, really. Good morning, Sephiroth391. You're goddamn right, Darkstar. How exactly would I define the term hebdomadry? Alright, so the Order of the Nine Angles has countless different names for its spiritual tradition, including the Dark Tradition, the Sevenfold, the Septenary Tradition, the Sevenfold Path, the Sinister Tradition. They have like countless names for their shit for no reason. One name they have for their tradition is hebdomadry. A hebdomad is a group of 7. So hebdomadry, the Sevenfold Path, and the Septenary Way are 3 names for the exact same thing that all mean the exact same thing. I refer to their path as hebdomadry because the other names they have for it are very vague and unoriginal. Like, stop calling your shit the Dark Tradition. There's like 57 dark traditions, man. Be more specific. Jinjini says they think they need to learn a multi-layered protection fortress. Do I write about this in my blog? I mean, I have certain protective operations on my blog, but a lot of my shit's personal. Do I think Eli is getting paid back by Hermes? Oh yeah, Hermes is gonna kill him. That's just how it ends. No, I am not. I am not acquainted. I am not acquainted with Ashtar Sheeran. Sephiroth is concerned that being near a church could interfere with the rituals. Yeah, sure, a little bit. Just do a little banishing before you start your rite. You'll be fine. Vagina, I do not have any advice to give you about railroad magic. Alright, so I have interesting news. So 4 years ago, I was in an abusive relationship with a fellow practitioner. This relationship lasted 8 months, twice as long as my most recent relationship. Now, I dated in high school and middle school just like everyone else did. And the last time I got dumped in high school, I realized like I was just dating not to be single. So I took a big break until I was like 23, right? So, when I dated my abusive ex, the only abusive ex I have, I had no real dating experience and no real experience with BDSM. And she was 8 years older than me. And what she wanted was somebody who had no idea how they were supposed to be treated, who'd never experienced trauma bonding in a romantic context. And she got away with a lot of shit that the current version of me would immediately dump people for, right? The person who had no experience with dating and BDSM is just not around anymore. Here's where shit gets funny. So I blocked her on everything 4 years ago. She spent a year trying to get back in my life and then stopped trying. A few weeks back, all of a sudden, she was suddenly in one of my YouTube lives, like in the chat, just out of the blue. It caught me all the way off guard. Like, you can skip to like 19 minutes in one of my more recent lives and see me go, what the hell? You've got to be kidding me. Then you see me like touching the screen to like block her from my channel. Here's where things get funny. It turns out that I'm acquainted with the most recent person she had a talking stage with. She tried to date him. He met her in person and said, hell no. Dipped. Okay, Jerry was there for that. Yeah. A lot of people probably wondered what I was reacting to, but yeah, my abusive ex was just magically in the chat. Like, she tried to get back in my life for a year, and then didn't make any attempts to contact me for 3 years. So I thought she was like completely over me and had moved on. Right? I didn't think she still gave a shit. Turns out I'm acquainted with the dude that she most recently tried to date. And according to him, she's still completely obsessed with me. Brings me up in every conversation. Still tries to cast spells on me. And he just gave too much detail. He knew too much to have been lying. Like, he couldn't have been making shit up because there were so many details that were so accurate, like down to the minutia. I don't give a fuck about my abusive ex, but she's obsessed with me to this day. And that's a good feeling to have. damn good feeling to have. But yeah, she's been trying to cast spells on me for 4 years, man. That's why my protections have to be so vile. What are my thoughts on porn? Does it really hinder spiritual progress? I don't, porn affects some people negatively. Some people watch too much porn and they lose interest in actually getting laid and then they can't get it up. Some people actually can't come without porn and need to watch porn during sex or need to watch it after sex to finish. If porn's really negatively affecting you, by all means, cut it out of your life. Go ahead. Do it. But I don't think porn is like intrinsically bad. There was one point, actually, when I was fucking my abusive ex, I had to enter basically a meditative state to be able to have an erection. And I thought it was because of porn. But I've fucked quite a few people since then. It wasn't the porn. She's just impossible to be comfortable around. And not very good in bed. I thought something was wrong with me, man. She's just a bad lay. But yeah, no, if you're worried about how porn is affecting you, take a break from it, man. Take a break from it. See what happens. Now, some people do use semen retention to prepare for rituals. That's a real thing. Some people do it and benefit from it. Not my style. Make sure that you experiment with avoiding porn and semen retention differently so you know how those two things separately affect your spirituality. But in short, no, I don't think porn's gonna fuck you up. Jenny said, dipped. Yeah, no, he dipped. Yeah, once you meet her in person, you run, man. Like, every sketchy thing about her is so much worse in person, man. Have I seen any good shows lately? I'm currently watching Fear the Walking Dead, which is a prequel to The Walking Dead. Really good so far. And like, you know, some prequels and sequels to some movies and shows don't need to exist. This is one that was very worth making. Is it possible to undo blood magic? Yeah. If you offered blood to something, there is a way to disconnect from it. If you offered blood to someone's higher self, you can disconnect from them. Just go to your higher self and receive instructions from your higher self. I've had to do it before. Do I still have experiences with reptilians? No, not lately. How do you surpass existential dread of death? I don't know, because I've never had that existential dread. Hello, Matthew P. Jenny is at the age where sex no longer matters and it feels liberating and good. I mean, yeah, the more sex you have, the less it matters, I guess. It's still awesome, but does listening to mantras work just as good as saying them? No. Thank you for complimenting my necklace, Matthew P. Obsidian Sun asked if I could speak on the ultimate goal of draconian alchemy. That's too vague for me to really answer. What happens after Tohu the Last Veil? That reminds me, I need to re-release the Grimoire of the Veil Gods. No. It was called the Grimoire of Veil Workings. I thought I'd already re-released it, but it turns out I haven't. Can you work with saints and demons at the same time? I would say yes, but like the only saint I work with is Santa Muerte. A large amount of demonologers, Satanists, etc. work with her. she might... I have channeled Jesus Malverde, but only because I was paid to by a Catholic from Santolina. Man, I was so low on content ideas lately. I responded to some, like, Hindu SJWs who fucking, claimed I was culturally appropriating chakras, of all things. Chakra meditation is now racist if you aren't Hindu. I'm gonna, like, edit my 2 responses together and post them on YouTube later, just to give y'all something to laugh about. Because those people were dumb. This hoe really said the LPH originates from Hinduism. LPH. LPH. Left path hand. Oh my god. Didn't my chakras explode once? They didn't explode. They were unified into a singular energy center. That's a common practice, you know. I learned about chakra unification from Enoch Petrocelli and Curtis Joseph. And, you know, I was interested in the idea, but for the time being, I was just focused on, like, empowering my chakras with, like, infernal energy, right? Turns out if you do that long enough and then start delving into Saturnian alchemy, they just unify automatically. I felt that shit. They were like, whoop! I'm like, what on earth? What? Fuck? What? Thankfully for me, like, a Reiki healer volunteered to, like, scan my energy body and tell me what she saw. So that really helped me understand what I experienced. And I got to compare notes with Enoch Petrocelli himself. So that was very good. Jen Jenny says the cultural appropro conversation is tired. I mean, according to TikTok, everything is cultural appropriation. Amaleki wants you to make more necromancy videos. Maybe one day. But yeah, the Hindus definitely claimed that chakra unification is appropriation. But of course, they can't read, so they called it something else. Just not literate people. What about roasting TikTok and Tumblr witches? I roasted a couple TikTok Hindus. And then there were, like, Hindus who can read in the comments like, yes, you're right. Fuck those people. They're a joke. One of them had the nerve to claim that my friend Corbin was transphobic to him, despite the fact that Corbin is trans and is dating 2 other trans people. How? You can't make this up. Dear Disciple says, do you think there are other legit historical traditions or lineages like that of the O9A or the Maya-Jarian Cabal that haven't been revealed to the public? Like holders of a secret tradition sword. Oh yeah. Like, I've met, like, generational witches. Like, there was one group I met that was like, one person I met who was descended from, like, generational Luciferians. Very unique character. I have, like, a handmade sword that is coven enchanted on my altar to this day. I met a family of neo-Nazis that practiced necromancy. That was interesting. Like, met him in person. Far as I knew, I was just meeting my buddy's girlfriend and his dad. Turns out, Nazi necromancer family, man. I met two different fucking... Like, there was this one chick I was friends with in college. She wasn't racist. She was like a dabbler in witchcraft, like a gifted dabbler. Turns out she's descended from, like, neo-Nazi occultists. Like, a whole family. I didn't properly meet her parents, but I did watch her get yelled at by them from the other room. She got kicked out of their place for bringing a boy over, despite the fact that I wasn't dating her or fucking her. I was just a guy visiting. That was kind of like a fated thing. Like, having a chick who was raised by, like, neo-Nazis temporarily staying in your apartment when a crazy person comes to your apartment with a gun is helpful. I'll say that. I was nervous to have a man suddenly at my house with a handgun. She wasn't fucking nervous. That was helpful. And when I say these are neo-Nazi families, I'm not talking about modern neo-Nazis like identitarians and those fuckers. I'm talking about, like, the original neo-Nazis. The gang-affiliated neo-Nazis. Terrifying people. I took one look at one of their dads and I was just nervous as fuck. I'm like, what the fuck? This is a terrifying person. Hello there, Janus. Who knew I would wind up talking about my abusive ex and gang-affiliated neo-Nazis tonight? Will I explain my views on the Black Sun, on the difference between the Black Sun and the Void? Here's the thing. There's a lot of Black Suns throughout world religion. There's the Black Sun of the Qliphoth, which is the primordial precursor to our sun. But then there's the Black Sun symbol that, like, neo-Nazis use. And there's no relation between those two things. There's a Black Sun in Aztec cosmology, which is, again, unrelated to the Qliphoth as far as I know. I've seen Michael W. Ford equate the Black Sun with the Egyptian concept of the sun at night, which I think is ridiculous. The thing about the void is an English human word. It does not have an actual correlation to a specific spiritual realm, right? When I talk about the void, I'm either talking about the Meazurian void or the void beyond the trans-Qliphothic labyrinth. But some people are going to use the word void to refer to Doth or Gunungagap. You won't hear me doing that, but there's nothing wrong with people doing it. So yeah, just, like, now you know my view of the shit, how I use the word. But make sure that when you're studying the work of someone else who talks about the void, you aren't confusing what they're talking about with what I'm talking about. Am I still live? Okay, I'm still live. Good. Okay, good, I'm still live. So my, like, phone alarm for my thyroid meds just went off. So I had to turn that off. Sometimes it fucks up, like, phone calls and shit, so I was worried that it would fuck up my live. I'm gonna go take my thyroid meds. Y'all, my thyroid problem is extremely severe. Like, I'm on the same prescription that my grandma used to be on, at double the dose that she used to be on. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate you encouraging me for doing the bare minimum. What's up with my thyroid? I have severe hypothyroidism. Man, I was suffering before I got diagnosed. Could I heal my thyroid with demon magic? I believe that it is possible. I'm one of those people who thinks everything is technically possible in magic, but man, I have health insurance and a prescription. Like, problem solved already, man. Is it true that chakras can't be destroyed? Oh, they can be destroyed. Or at least severely, well, yeah, they can be destroyed, they can be ripped out, they can be eaten. What are the effects? I don't know, it's never happened to me, motherfucker. It fucks people up, I can tell you that. What's my experience with Marbus? Yo, my experience with him is limited. This is not a good look on my part. Years ago today. Years ago, I was like 22, 21. I fell in love for the first time as an adult. Like true adult love. And it was like crazy, right? Overwhelming. With a girl who I had no future with. So this is still when I had a narcissistic abuser as a spiritual mentor. He told me like, yo, give me his name, the name of her fiance, and I'll either be dead or have dumped her within 2 weeks. I'm like, no. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. He has not brought anything upon himself. He's like, no. No, he had... One of the awful things about him was the complete lack of communication skills. So he said some shit about the lines of like, yo, if you're in love, every obstacle like no obstacle should be respected. Something like that, which I interpreted to mean that I should put a love spell on her. And I misinterpreted his words as being telling me to do a love spell on her. So, like a coercive love spell on her. And I felt like he knew better than me, which he did not. I'm way better with girls than him, it turns out. So I put a love spell on her. And I tell him I did that shit. He's like, yo, that was a mistake. You're gonna see this entire like relationship you have with her go to shit. I'm like, oh shit, I need to remove it. He's like, no, ride it out and suffer. Make all the same mistakes I made. I'm like, no, I gotta remove this spell. If it's gonna be like what you described, I gotta remove that shit. So, I evoked Marbus for unrelated reasons. You know, just to channel about him, learn about him, that shit. And during the process of this, he told me, by the way, I can remove that love spell for you. I was like, yeah, go right ahead, please do. For some reason he got furious. And he immediately said, you will lose her as a friend. I will end that spell and end y'all's fucking friendship. Yo, she ghosted me. Mm-hmm. This might be related to the fact that, like, before I summoned Marbus, I made an attempt to remove the love spell that was probably successful. he might have been partially mad at me for lacking faith in my efforts to remove it. For whatever reason, that infuriated him. But yeah, I did work with him in my Clefothic initiations a bit. But my experience with him is shallow and largely relegated to those two things. Firefox, I'm just going to recommend protective jewelry. And get some jewelry on you. Enchant that shit to prevent such eventualities. And if that doesn't happen, and if that doesn't work, go to therapy immediately. The adversaries asked if I see a connection between generational Nazis and the tall whites. I haven't noticed one, but like, those people weren't in my life for very long. I forgot that I already made a video about the love spell thing. Natalia Logan says she doesn't understand why I needed to remove the love spell I put on her if I really loved her. And yeah, I absolutely loved her. But I was misguidedly trying to use magic to force her to feel the same way. And that's where the mistake was, because true love does not come from unconsensual mind control. All that happens is you wind up splitting the target's mind in half to where they sort of like they hate you, but they can't leave you. Or they're dating you and they do have feelings for you, but part of their brain keeps telling them it's wrong. You wind up splitting them in half, and the result is ugly. Now, there are non-toxic love spells that, like, enhance love. Or, like, give you a second chance. Well, no. There are non-toxic love spells out there that can be beneficial to those who use them. No, the adversary, I do not have any experiences with Prometheus, and thanks for being here. But I've done a couple consensual, non-toxic love spells. What do you think about using magic to help others in abusive relationships? I'd recommend doing a realization spell. Or like a spell to make people see the abuser for who they truly are. A spell to help her realize that the behavior she's tolerating is unacceptable. Do not just use a breakup spell, because if you put a breakup spell on someone who hasn't undertaken the growth needed to escape the cycle of abuse, then you've done nothing. They'll just get abused by someone else because they won't have learned. Is there a way to prevent astral parasites from being attracted to your rituals? Wards and taking care of yourself. I'm glad you like Death Note, Stan. It's a very good show. A classic, in fact. Does opening your third eye make you clairvoyant? Usually, yes. But, like, the results will be somewhat different for everybody. Abraxas is the one true avatar of the universe, to my understanding. That's based on my gnosis, and various other practitioners have confirmed it. Abraxas is not the demiurge. Abraxas is very much on the side of the infernals. Interesting question, Mike. Damn. You're very welcome, Daniel. Mello had a dream where I stuck a fork into a guy's face above the eyebrow and pulled out a second fork from under. It was a healing ritual. Yo, the stories that I hear about what I do in people's dreams freak me out, man. One dude had a dream about me walking through a wall because the neighbors were arguing while we were doing a ritual, and then decapitating them both and coming back through the wall with both of their heads. That's what they get, man. I don't make noise complaints. I decapitate people. I actually don't make noise complaints ever. I believe in a live and let live thing with noise. I can't be making noise complaints when I'm the one who gets possessed. Jerry says that he thinks Mello's dream is prophetic. No, I'm not going to stick a fork in anyone's face. How dare you? Matthias can't stand silence. I actually play YouTube videos. Usually Vosh or like the Surf Times when I'm going to sleep, just so I have some noise, you know? How does one know if they're a walk-in? Talk to your higher self. I think I did a ritual. I did a video about that shit recently. Arias had sexual tension with Dream VK, but nothing happened. Dream VK is a slut from what I've heard. Like, even compared to physical VK. Void Sage is damn right. No. Dream VK gets like 4 times as much pussy as I do. It's not fair, man. If I could teleport and visit all these bad bitches in different states and countries that want the dick, oh, my body count would be like 5 times what it is. But no, Dream VK gets them, and I don't. Fuck, I just get pictures of them. Damn it. I've been single for 2 months, but I haven't quite worked up to letting, like, the inner slut fully blossom yet. I need my break time. You feel me? I always take a break after something ends with a romantic partner or a casual partner. I need, like, a month or 2. It's different. Like, breakups are very different when you're breaking up with somebody who actually had good intentions towards you and didn't cheat on you or fuck you over because you just couldn't make things work with them. It's a very different experience. Good night, Alejandro. Jerry is sorry that we broke up. Sounds like it was a pretty healthy one, at least. Yeah, we don't talk. The last time we spoke was when she asked me to take down, like, our collabs and shit. She had every right to ask me to take down the collabs, and I did as requested. If it were up to me, like, completely, I would have left them up just because we took the time to make them, and people liked them, if that makes sense. But, like, if she wants them down, they're down. Indeed, we were cute together, but no way. There's just no way I could have made shit work with her. She did not see me for who I am at any point. That's why I left, really. Am I open to long-distance relationships? Well, I live in Alabama, so long distance is the preference. So, like, I need to be dating someone who summons demons. Like, I have no problem with people who don't practice magic or summon spirits, but I just need that to be something I share with who I'm with. And I live in Alabama, so yeah, like, long distance is the go-to. People ask why I still live in this apartment. Well, what I'm hoping to do is move far, far away to be with somebody I love. I don't want to waste money on a better apartment. Yes, Matthias, she does practice demon magic. She's a Satanist. It looks like you got mixed up. I was explaining why I do long distance, and it's because I need to date someone who also practices demonic magic. I'm hoping I don't have to have, like, a big, ugly public breakup with her. She's talked about me a bit, but very vaguely. She hasn't named me, so I'm not naming her. She seems not to be doing the big, ugly public thing, because that's always been something I hated. Like, I did have, like, a big, ugly public breakup last time around that I dated someone. But, albeit while claiming that we were never romantically involved. So I was her abuser that she was never romantically involved with. Fortunately now so when the girl before my most recent partner was claiming that I abused her, she had, like, a handful of people that would help her lie about me, a male sexual predator, and a pair of my cyber stalkers. And they were, like, helping her lie to, like, people. But scumbags can't work together. They all fell out with each other. So then she was just surrounded by women she'd lied to, with no one to help her lie. And she was like, okay, fine, he was innocent completely, but I was pressured into pretending to have been pressured. I can't control anything I do or say. Am I ever around Knoxville? I hate traveling, to be honest. So no, I'm never around Knoxville. Like, I don't hate flying. I hate traveling. Like, let's say I'm out in public, and I wind up in a dumbass situation, and I'm still somewhat near my home, right? I've got friends I can call if I need a ride. My car's probably not far away. I have family members somewhat nearby. Like, I know about local hotels. Like, I have all these safety nets. But if I drive very far away or fly very far away, all those safety nets are gone. Like, yeah, if I'm in another state, I can, like, get an Uber, have them take me to a hotel, tell the dude, tell whoever picks me up that I'll pay him a lot of money if they get me back to the airport on time. Like, I could make it work. But my, like, wonderful, reliable safety nets are just not present when I'm far, far away. Yo, When I flew out to see my most recent ex, I had to abandon my fucking luggage in like Virginia or some shit to make the flight, to make like the next flight. So I flew from Alabama to another state to her state. And that stop, I waited by the baggage carousel until like I waited past the last minute. I waited so long that I had to like physically run to the airport. The airport is the only public place where you can just sprint and no one looks at you funny. They all understand what's happening. Everyone around you knows what's happening. Man, I didn't think I was gonna make my flight. What are the best Southern jokes I've ever heard? They're all jokes about us fucking our cousins. I finally used Google to like, why does everyone think we're incestuous? Because I met one inbred person. I met one chick who desperately wanted to fuck her dad. I met one chick who was fucking her sister. But none of them were from Alabama. Not one. One was from like the coast. One was from the north. And one was from somewhere between the south and the north. Like, I've never met an incestuous or inbred person who's from here. I'm like, why are we getting fucking accused of the shit? It's everyone else. I Googled it, and it's like, yeah, we aren't even really up there in terms of, like, incest statistics. Like, it's just a carryover of Civil War propaganda. I don't even have an accent. Well, I'm not really from here, so I'm in like central Alabama. A large demographic of central Alabama moved here from the north because of a certain arsenal we have here. Like, people move here to work on the arsenal. So a lot of us are not from Alabama or the South at all. I'm not from the South. My parents aren't Southern, you know? So I didn't have like a Southern upbringing per se. Hello, Stephen. I think animal sacrifice is a valid spiritual practice. Mello said I gotta go out into the boonies and then I will find my answer. I have never heard of the Soft White Underbelly YouTube channel. There's an inbred family out there that will shock TF out of you. I don't think I need to see this. I don't need this in my life. I already looked at, like, the videos that white trash motherfuckers made on TikTok to Tom McDonald's song White Boy. No, White Boys. Fuck those videos, man. Hail Lucid for her. I was asked to say that for some reason. Yeah, I know there's a channel reposting my really old stuff. I have no problem with people reposting my old shit. Just know that I reposted a lot of my old videos here on this channel. If I thought it was worth your time, it'd be on this channel. I have no problem with other people posting it. Watch it if you want to. No problems. I just don't think it's worth your time. Then again, most of my TikTok memes aren't worth your time either. You missed the vibe of the old videos you took in that patio? Why? Thoughts on the Watcher Azael? I mean, my thoughts on him are on WordPress. I wrote an article about him a while ago. How many states have I seen? What's my favorite? I mean, I've been to a lot of states. Favorite state? I mean, I can't really pick a favorite state because when I go to another state, I don't go to the whole thing. Old VK was edgier? Yeah. Natalia says my TikToks are cute. Thanks. Thoughts on practitioners claiming that Satan is a Christian god? I disagree with them. Jay Huetter had a dream that I was driving a van in a drive-through back during my junior year of high school when he was studying Chakras. I do drive a van. I do occasionally go through drive-thrus, you know. Any tips on astral projection? Some people find it easy, but I don't. I'm not really a good guy to talk to about that. No, I'm not qualified to teach Ahrimanic magic. I prefer fast food over cooking. My day's been good. Moving quick now. Is there a newsletter for recent developments in magic? Not that I know of. I'm not subscribed to anybody's newsletter. What entity loves coffee caffeine? I don't know. At least not off the top of my head. Why does Dream VK sound like the Deadpool of the dream world? You're right. Hey, glad to hear that I helped you, Marcus. Who's the most powerful spirit I've worked with? Sanitas, I think. Donald says that the liberation of Merahim is still helping. Glad to hear it. Marcus left a heart, so I will. What do I think about the hybridization of magic and science? I know that extraterrestrials usually mix technology with spirituality in ways that are far beyond us. But then again, I've never attempted or studied techno-magic. But, for the time being, I wish you all adieu, have a great night, and enjoy your immortality.